This is the story of 7 hours that shook the world. Welcome to this channel. India's fate was forged in battle from the northern plains to Bengal's rivers. The future of India was often written in blood, and in today's show, we'll relive 3 battles of Panipat and 1 at Plassey that changed the course of Indian history. Now, let me tell you something about these battlefields. They're not just ancient ruins. They are the silent witnesses to the rise and fall of empires. To understand modern India, we must revisit these dusty fields. We have to meet the men who won and lost empires. Only then can we understand why India is the way it is today. And our first stop is at Panipat in the year 1526. Here, on this very ground, 2 worlds collided. On one side, the aging warrior Babur, the warrior king of Kabul. He led his horsemen, painted like tigers, ready to devour their prey. Opposite him stood Ibrahim Lodi, the last great ruler of the Lodi dynasty of Delhi. He commanded an army of 40,000 infantry, 21,000 cavalry, and a handful of elephants. Now, Ibrahim was no slouch. His army outnumbered Babur by 2 to 1. But Babur had a secret weapon, gunpowder. Now, you see, the art of war had changed. Cannons roared across the battlefield, changing its face forever. Bullets whistled through the air, forcing entire regiments to duck for cover. As soon as the sun rose, Babur's artillery opened fire. Their cannons shot down Ibrahim's elephants, shattering his plans. In the end, it was Babur who emerged victorious. From Kabul came a dynasty that would reshape India. The Mughal era had begun. But our journey takes us back to the same ground, back to Panipat in the year 1556. This time, it's personal. The teen Emperor Akbar, only 13 years old, sits on the throne of Delhi. But his grip on the empire is tenuous at best. Rebellions simmer across the land. One man threatens to end Akbar's reign before it even begins. Hemu, a Hindu general with ambitions of empire. Hemu's army was a motley crew, but they fought like lions. They attacked Akbar's forces, sending his men fleeing. It was a disaster for the young emperor, but Hemu's victory was short-lived. As dusk fell, Hemu's horse reared up. A stray arrow found its mark, piercing Hemu's thigh. The wound was deep, and the pain was unbearable. Despite his injury, he rallied his troops all night. But by the next morning, Hemu was captured and taken before Akbar. He was put to death, his head cut off and hung from the fortress walls of Delhi as a warning to future rebels. Victory for Akbar, but the cost was high. He ruled over a kingdom in tatters, but at least he ruled. A single arrow saved an empire. Our journey takes us forward to the year 1761. Once again, we find ourselves at Panipat, where a new chapter in Indian history is being written. On one side, the Marathas, a confederation of warrior tribes, eager to expand their domain. Opposite them, Ahmad Shah Durrani, the legendary Afghan warrior, leader of the mighty Durrani Empire. His eyes were set on the riches of India. The stage was set for the largest pre-modern battle ever fought on the Indian subcontinent. Over 100,000 soldiers clashed in the dust. Elephants trumpeted, swords flashed, and thousands of horses thundered across the battlefield. But victory went to Durrani and his Afghans. With the Maratha Empire shattered, a new power was on the rise. Victory but a vacuum for the British. Meanwhile, hundreds of miles away in the province of Bengal, another drama was unfolding. Here, in the heart of Kolkata, the British were preparing for their own conquest. Our 4th battle takes us to Plassey in the year 1757. On one side, the British, led by the notorious Clive, their objective, conquer the province of Bengal. Opposite them, the Nawab of Bengal, Siraj-ud-Dowlah, He commands an army of 50,000, twice the size of the British force. But Siraj makes a critical mistake. He underestimates his enemy. Before the battle even begins, a traitor emerges, Mir Jafar, the Nawab's commander. He switches sides, handing the British a massive advantage. In the end, the British prevailed, but not by sword, but by silver. They paid off Mir Jafar and his fellow conspirators, securing control of Bengal, the richest province in India. The East India Company was now the dominant power in the region, setting the stage for the British Raj. Today, the fields of Panipat are quiet. No more armies clash here, no more cannons roar, yet the ground beneath still remembers. It remembers the thundering hooves of charging horses, the clash of steel on steel, the roar of cannons shaking the earth. From the ashes of the old, the new emerged. The Mughal era gave way to the Maratha Confederacy. The Afghans carved out their slice of the subcontinent. And finally, the British Raj cast its long shadow over India. These battles weren't just about territory or power. They were about identity, culture, and faith. The Marathas, with their Chhatrapati at the helm, aimed to restore Hindu glory. The Afghans brought Islam to the forefront, and the mules, with their syncretic faith, tried to forge a new path. These battles also taught future generations about courage, betrayal, and strategy. Akbar's rise to power was a masterclass in statecraft, while Humayun's bold leadership left an enduring legacy despite his short tenure. Babur's innovative use of gunpowder changed the face of warfare, paving the way for modern military tactics. The Afghans exploited the Marathas' decentralized structure, proving that unity is strength. And the British, well, they showed how wealth can buy victory. Each battle added a new chapter to India's story, shaping the subcontinent we know today. Panipat became a graveyard of empires, a silent witness to the rise and fall of dynasties. At Plassey, the story shifted. The British, once seen as guests in India, now held the reins of power. Bengal, the jewel of India, was placed under the East India Company's control, marking a turning point in India's colonial past. Akbar's rule after the Battle of Panipat was a testament to the Mughal era's growth. He forged alliances with European powers, laying the foundation for trade and cultural exchange. Babur's victory led to the establishment of the Mughal Empire, a dynasty known for its architectural marvels and religious tolerance. And the Marathas, though defeated at Panipat, continued to resist, becoming symbols of India's indomitable spirit. The battles of Panipat were a defining moment in Indian history. They reshaped the political landscape, leaving an indelible mark on the subcontinent. The British, with their superior military tactics and industrial might, slowly tightened their grip on India. By the late 18th century, they controlled vast territories, exploiting India's resources and people. The Marathas, who once seemed poised to dominate India, were pushed back, forced to fight a series of defensive battles to protect their homeland. Yet amidst this struggle, the seeds of rebellion were sown. Leaders like Shivaji Maharaj and Rani Lakshmibai emerged, rallying the masses against the invaders. The story of India's battles isn't just about foreign invaders and native rulers. It's about the courage of individuals who stood up for their beliefs. It's about the resilience of a nation that refused to be cowed by outside forces. The legacy of these battles resonates even today. They serve as reminders of India's rich history, a history that has shaped the country's identity and inspired generations of Indians. As we delve deeper into the chronicles of India's past, we uncover stories of valor, sacrifice, and the relentless pursuit of freedom. Now let's talk about the man whose name echoed through the ages. You heard it right. The great warrior king, Babur. He wasn't just a conqueror, He was a visionary. His empire stretched from Kabul to Delhi, leaving an indelible mark on the course of Indian history. The Battle of Panipat in 1526 was his magnum opus. With a relatively small force, he took on the mighty Ibrahim Lodi and emerged victorious, setting the stage for the Mughal era. Then there was Akbar, the third great Mughal emperor. Remember him. The Battle of Panipat in 1556 was his baptism by fire. Defeating Hemu secured his rule and established the Mughal dynasty's supremacy. But he didn't stop there. Akbar's reign saw the expansion of the empire and the introduction of progressive policies that laid the foundation for a more inclusive and tolerant India. And let's not forget Ahmad Shah Abdali, the legendary Afghan warrior. He was the architect of the Afghan Empire, a formidable force that challenged the very foundations of the Mughal era. His victory at the Battle of Panipat in 1761 was a watershed moment, marking the decline of the Maratha Confederacy and the rise of Afghan influence in India. Next, we have Sirajuddin, the Nawab of Bengal. He was a pivotal figure in the events leading up to the Battle of Plassey in 1757. His confrontation with the British East India Company resulted in a decisive British victory that had profound implications for the future of India. The Battle of Plassey marked the beginning of British dominance in India, setting the stage for the colonial era. Clive of India, born into a world of privilege, played a pivotal role in the events that shaped India's colonial destiny. His leadership during the Battle of Plassey was instrumental in securing a British victory that had far-reaching consequences. Clive's actions not only advanced the interests of the East India Company, but also laid the foundation for the British Raj. These historical figures, each with their own ambitions, values, and motivations, come alive through their deeds and decisions. They remind us that history is not just about dates and events, but about the lives, choices, and legacies of the people who have shaped our world. And here we are, at the end of our journey, standing amidst the echoes of history. The fields of Panipat bear silent witness to the battles that have shaped India. The names of Babur, Akbar, Durrani, and Clive resonate through the ages. Their victories and defeats have left an indelible mark on the subcontinent. As we reflect on these epic clashes, we realize that they have not just shaped the course of Indian history, but have also influenced the very fabric of our society. The battles of Panipat and Plassey were turning points that redefined the contours of power, culture, and identity. They forced us to learn from our past and adapt to the changing tides of history. So here's to the warriors and leaders who once roamed these lands, whose decisions echoed through generations. Your stories live on in the hearts and minds of India. The ground beneath still remembers, even if the world forgets. The fields of Panipat may be quiet now, but the echoes of their tales still resonate within us. We've traveled through time, reliving the battles that built modern India. But it's time to return to the present. As we step away from these ancient fields, we carry with us the lessons of history, the bravery of our ancestors, and the promise to keep their memory alive. So, my friends, as you go about your day, remember the heroes of our past who fought, bled, and died on the fields of Panipat. Let their courage inspire you to chase your dreams, to stand up for what you believe in, and to never give up in the face of adversity. Because it's in the face of adversity that true strength is born. Thank you for joining us on this journey through time. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and above all, stay brave. History doesn't just remember dates, it remembers battlefields.